John Rhys Davis here, Salah in Indiana Jones, and Gimli in Lord of the Rings. Give 'em hell, 3 guys and a flick.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
I've done some bad things in my life, Nikolai. Things I'm not proud of. I promised someone I love very much that I would never go back to being that person. But for you, I'm going to make an exception.
Three guys and a flick with Don, Ken, and John. Dive into the movies well after the dawn. From the good to the bad to the wildly absurd. They give a fuck about films. Their voices are heard.
Welcome back. You are listening to Three Guys in a Flick. This is where we review the good, the bad, and the absurd. Tonight's episode, The Equalizer. Beware spoilers. Coming to you from the fertilizer section at Home Mart, my name is Don. And to my right, we have the comic book guy, John.
Howdy ho.
And to my left, we have the professor, Ken.
Hello, everybody.
Guys, put the fucking nail guns down, please. I'm begging you.
What does this button do?
Oops, sorry.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
So are we in the fertilizer section because we're shitty?
No, we are in the fertilizer section because somebody made a fucking mess all over the floor.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Yeah. Tonight we are talking about The Equalizer. The Equalizer comes to us via the Bronco helmet and was submitted by Zach. So thanks, Zach. We appreciate it. This one's for you. Released on September 26, 2014, The Equalizer was directed by Antoine Fuqua, written by Richard Wank, based on The Equalizer by Michael Sloan and Richard Lindheim. And it stars Denzel Washington, Marton Csokas, Chloë Grace Moretz, David Harbour, Bill Pullman, Melissa Leo, and a bunch of other people that are in Robert McCall's way.
How'd this movie do, Don?
This movie was made for $73 million and brought in $193 million.
Not too shabby. And this was Denzel's first franchise. Has he ever been in any other franchises?
No, that's why this is his first.
So, yes. And, God damn it, I love it. Had you seen The Equalizer?
I did not see it in the theater, and I am highly confident that I've seen this movie because the first act and the third act, watching it, it's like, yep, this is pretty much what I remember. But the second act, it's like, have I even seen this movie? But I remember specific elements about it. And so I'm confident I've seen the movie.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't think I saw it in the theater. I think the first time I saw it was streaming, but instantly fell in love with it.
Yeah, I too did not see it in the theater. Shame on all three of us. We should always go support the theater and Denzel. And yes, instantly fell in love with it as soon as I saw it because I tell you what, Denzel's the man.
I think when I saw this, the second one had already come out, was already streaming, and immediately after I watched the first one, I immediately went and searched and found the second one, had to watch it right afterwards, and then I got excited for the third one coming out.
Have you seen the other two?
Yeah, I've seen all 3.
I think you just said that. Sorry. What about you? Have you seen the other two?
I have not seen 2 or 3, and 4 is in pre-production.
Yeah, he supposedly has said he wants to do all 5, and I think the rumors is 4 may be a prequel to show a little bit about the beforehand, and 5, current storyline is he takes on an apprentice.
Yeah, listeners, Equalizer 2 and 3, please and thank you. And as far as 4, fuck, if Denzel's in it, I'm there. I don't even give a fuck what it's about. And that says a lot coming from me because I fucking hate prequels.
Well, the thing about Denzel, we could just jump straight into him. Has this man ever done wrong in any movie? You could put him in a bad movie and he still shines.
Which is funny because I was talking to Keenan earlier and he asked me what I was going to give it. And I told him and I said, Denzel being in it alone,
2.5.
3. And then I looked at him and I said, I challenge you to find a movie that
He performs half-assed.
Yeah, but his half-assed is still notches above anybody else.
Totally. So, for example, the movie Philadelphia, Tom Hanks said that he learned more from Denzel Washington than anybody, far and away the best acting experience that he got, and Denzel gave him so much during that performance. He ended up getting the Academy actor for that.
Yeah, and behind the scenes of this thing, the guy who plays Teddy and all of the other actors that are in it, Bill Pullman, Melissa Leo, nothing but absolute wonderful things to say about Denzel and how he helps him and how him and Antoine Fuqua, the director, collaborate so well, and it was all just so natural.
Well, Denzel brought the director because they were together for Training Day, and he brought him together to do this movie.
This movie is based on a TV show from back in the 80s.
Yep.
Did you ever watch it?
I did indeed.
So did I. What about you?
And I love the fact that this movie had some little side storylines that felt like different episodes. Did you notice that?
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure. And then a movie tries to get made for years and years and years. It doesn't. And then the rights lapse. And these two producers for this film pick it up who had worked with Denzel before. And immediately they say, we're writing this for Denzel. And then they sent him the script and he called the producers and he said, this is Robert McCall. And they knew right there. He goes, talk to my agent, talk to this, that, and the. It was a done deal. And then he said, you know who'd be great for director? Antoine Fuqua.
And he has worked with Richard Wenk. They do all three of the Equalizer movies.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of collaboration that they enjoy with each other that has pulled Denzel into Magnificent Seven. So they do like working together.
Yeah, for sure. And you can tell. You can tell.
Yeah. The first movie, I was thinking about this the other day, the first movie I think I ever saw with Denzel in it was Glory.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just impressed right off the bat from him.
Oh, that dude can act. I don't give a fuck what movie it is. Yeah, Denzel, I think, is maybe one of the last true actors, if that makes sense.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Because with a lot of the actors that we see today and a lot of the films that we love, it's that actor being that character.
I was going to say, he's one of the few actors that you believe him in the role.
Yes. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Glory, he got a supporting actor Academy for that. Denzel ends up having a total of 10 Oscar nominations. One of those is for his work in Best Picture for Fences. The other 9 are all nominations. And with that, he won one for supporting for Glory, and then he won actor for Training Day. But yeah, totally. He is so good.
It's funny that we haven't done more movies with Denzel Washington, but this is the second one we reviewed.
I know.
Because Fallen was the other one that we reviewed.
Yes, I remember.
It's the Bronco helmet. It's the randomness of it.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I know Remember the Titans is in there. Mm-hmm. That might be borderline my favorite Denzel movie. Because it combines two things that I love. Football and Denzel. Let's talk about Antoine a little bit. He does Training Day, Olympus Has Fallen, The Magnificent Seven. What do you guys think of him taking on the Equalizer?
I thought it was interesting. I didn't realize this. Because I've seen both Training Day and this movie. I didn't realize in Training Day, the main character that Denzel plays is being hunted by the Russians. In this movie, he's hunting the Russians. Yeah. So it's kind of like, Robert was able to reverse it here.
Role reversal.
Yeah, Antoine was able to do kind of a role reversal here.
Yeah, I thought he did a fine job.
Excellent.
The one shot in particular that I just instantly loved was when we have Teddy and he is talking to Pushkin on the phone and he doesn't have his shirt on and we're looking at all of those tats. And then he leans back in the chair. As he leans back in the chair, the camera swings around and eventually he goes upside down on us. And then you get the fade of the cityscape down below him. And so it's, just a wonderful effect.
Like he's hovering over the city?
He is, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that shot too. That was great. Teddy, the guy who played Teddy.
I thought he did an okay job. I forgot how many things I've seen him in.
I thought he was menacing.
He was wonderfully menacing.
Yes.
He was so quiet but menacing.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, and he is in a lot. I kept asking myself, what do I fucking know him from? What do I fucking know him from?
I didn't recognize him from anything else.
And then I look at the list here and I'm like, oh, yep, there it is. He's one of the fucking elves in Lord of the Rings.
Lead elves.
Yeah, he's one of the lead elves. And, the Bourne Supremacy he's in, he plays another hitman, I believe. And then he's in the second Sin City and Amazing Spider-Man 2. And he's in episode 2. Who is he in episode 2? Do we know?
I don't know.
That's just what Wikipedia said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I only know him from this. I don't recognize him. I don't remember seeing his face anywhere else. And that's one thing that I always try to do, go through and look at our supporting people. Where do I see them? And it's like, oh. And every once in a while you see somebody and it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. But that didn't happen this time.
Yeah, and I don't want to typecast the guy, but he's a great villain in this.
Yeah.
And what do we always say? Your villain has to be just as good or better than your hero.
True that.
He is up there with McCall until he's not.
Well, I love, and we'll get to it, but I love how they kind of build up to that whole thing of that he's, kind of on par with Robert. And then the way he gets taken out, even though it was very subtle, it was kind of perfect for the story.
Oh, agreed. Chloë Grace Moretz.
I've loved her since Kick-Ass, since both of them. I think she's just so much fun.
Yeah.
I didn't remember her from anywhere else.
Yeah, I did enjoy her in Kick-Ass, and she was the new Carrie. I never saw that.
Oh,
yeah, I did see her in that.
Yeah, and I thought she did a really good job. I thought her and Denzel's chemistry was great.
She gave you the feels.
Yeah, and I felt that he really was I don't want to say father figure or mentor, but he was someone that was looking out for her.
Yeah.
And you feel it. And she does a great job in selling it. And granted, she's in 10 minutes of this film, realistically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought she did a good job.
Well, she fought for this role. They originally wanted someone who was like 20 or older. But she fought for it, got the role, then went and trained with actual prostitutes to learn and from them and kind of get that lifestyle, gain the weight. She gained a little bit of weight for it. But I thought, yeah, her and Denzel had great chemistry and she really gave you that feels.
Well, and part of that comes from the writing too.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
And then, playing off of Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Always helpful. A young David Harbour. I totally forgot he was in this.
I kept looking at him thinking, but he's the nice sheriff guy.
I know that's Harbour.
That's where I go to.
Yeah. Or now.
And Santa Claus.
Oh, no.
I kept thinking of him as Santa Claus, too.
I've been watching the Thunderbolts recently.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I love him as the Red Guardian.
He's so fun in that.
Joyful. He's so joyful. I loved his Boston accent. I love that he played a dirty cop. He did it so well. And again, playing off of Denzel, the bit where they're in the car, so good.
This must have been one of his early
I believe
early
it is.
roles.
Yeah. Bill Pullman.
He's in it for 5 minutes.
He gets more of a role in the second movie. I don't know if he's in the third movie, but I know he gets a bit more in the second movie.
Yeah, he's hardly in this. And I mean, he's just a solid actor. He's a solid go-to. Him and Melissa Leo's characters, brief but important.
Did you know
Yeah.
what connection Melissa Leo has to the Equalizer?
Her grandfather was the guy who played him?
No, in the original series,
Yeah.
she was in an episode.
Oh, was she?
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess
nice.
that's the episode called The Deceiver, I think it was called. Or no, I'm sorry, The Defector
And
is the episode.
She was probably young.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because that was from the 80s.
Yes, it was. I love the 80s. Anybody else jump out at you in this cast?
No, sir.
No, just I thought the stunt people with the fights and everything were pretty good because a lot of it looked believable. A lot of it looked like they were really getting their asses kicked.
Oh, I loved every second of it. And I love that Denzel, in this behind the scenes thing I was watching, Denzel did his stunts. And they wanted him to do his stunts. And he wanted to be there. And they were framing it just so he could, get on camera and us, the audience, seeing him do it. And the guy they brought in, his trainer, he looks at the camera and he goes, surprisingly, don't tell him I told you this, Denzel's pretty fast. So
I got to give all props to the fight coordinator for this. So I don't usually call them out. But I don't know his name, but I thought he did an excellent job.
All right. So what franchise does it better? John Wick or The Equalizer?
that's an interesting question. I think I would have to answer that for myself by saying, who do I like more as a character, John Wick or Robert McCall? And I think that is a very good question. Very good question.
There's no easy answer.
There is no easy answer.
For me, I give, just because I like the movie a little bit better, I have to give the edge to John Wick. I like that series better. But Denzel's so good.
Yeah, I can't say I didn't see that coming. Yeah, it might be one of those things that, depends on my mood.
I was going to say day of the week.
How about this? I would love to have them both on my side. If I have a problem,
Unstoppable.
and what two guys could I call? Give me Wick and McCall.
Gentlemen, are you ready for some trivia?
I think we can find an equalizing solution.
I'd be very happy to answer trivia as long as you put that nail gun down.
But I like... sorry.
Come on, man. That was fucking close.
Sorry.
Go get some hot honey.
So, gentlemen, my trivia questions are going to require you to stop calling out before the question has been completely read. All right. Question number 1. How much money does McCall offer Slavi to buy Alina?
John,
$9,800
$9,800.
$9,800 is the correct answer. Question number 2. When Jenny, the cashier, is being robbed, what did the robber want besides the money?
John.
Don?
Her mother's ring.
Point to Don. Question number 3. When we are shown McCall's micro camera on his wall clock when his place is being searched, what time does the clock show?
Dawn. 2:30.
No, sir.
I'm going to say 11 a.m. or 11 p.m.
No, sir.
11:30 p.m.?
3:17.
Okay, because 11:30 was going to be my other. So we were wrong all the way around.
Question number 4. After Susan and Robert chat, husband Brian asks if she was able to help. She responds with, he didn't come for help. What does she say he came for?
Dawn.
Don?
Permission.
Point to Don.
I was first on that.
Do you know how many times I'll listen to this and I will clearly be first and he goes, John. So it comes out in the wash. He just goes by what he hears.
We were looking at each other. We're both on edges.
Because we both know.
That's what I'm talking about with these questions. It's like, oh, man. Question number 5.
I'm going to try and intimidate him.
When McCall... Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Don't look at me!
I'm getting a little turned on here.
Question number 5. When McCall confronts Pushkin in his bathroom, Pushkin asks him, what does he want? What does McCall say in return?
Dawn. You know it. Come on.
I'm going to go John.
I knew you were going to fucking do that.
Peace.
No, sir.
What does he asks McCall what he wants and
it's probably a 2-word answer.
I don't know. What's your answer? Or what are you looking for?
The head of the snake.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I do know I counted it because I thought the professor would go, he turned on and off the lights 8 times.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your OCD.
Yeah, there it is.
So this week's winner is Dawn.
Oh, I did?
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, buddy. Robert McCall is a retired intelligence operative living a quiet life in Boston. He works at a home improvement store where he helps his coworker Ralphie train to become a security guard.
It's pronounced Baston.
Unable to sleep, McCall spends his nights reading at a diner where he befriends Terry, a teenage sex worker controlled by the Russian mafia. She reveals that her real name is Alina and dreams of becoming a singer. After the pimp Slavi brutally beats her, Alina is hospitalized. McCall offers to buy her freedom, but when Slavi refuses, he kills Slavi and his men. The victims were part of a criminal empire run by Russian oligarch Vladimir Pushkin, who sends his ruthless enforcer Teddy Renson to Baston to investigate. So this movie opens with a Mark Twain quote. What'd you guys think of our whole opening? This movie really is kind of a definition of a slow burn. And this opening 20 minutes or so is a lot of getting to know who McCall is and kind of going through his routines.
Yeah, the opening camera shot, it's a pullback from the morning window. and we hear an alarm clock going off, and the camera backs up a little bit more, and we see that there's nobody in bed. It's already neatly made. And you see the alarm clock, and you're thinking, maybe he normally gets up at 7:30, but it sure doesn't look like it. Maybe today's something different. But it pulls back further, and we get to see his very kempt, tidy-looking living space, and we see him, he's in the bathroom. But he's just shaving, so I don't know why the alarm clock is going off, because it doesn't look like he's in a rush.
Well, the two things that jumped out to me, it's again, like you said, he was already up, everything was perfect clean, and there's not much there. There's not much to see in the background. I feel like we were getting kind of the impression of what his routine is, and that he kind of lives very light.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And to himself,
Yeah.
really, because you notice there's one fork, one knife, one spoon, one plate. You know what I mean?
That's eventually revealed, yeah.
Yeah, and so very minimal.
Overall, we get to see another life in the day of.
But right away, just the way Denzel is and the material he's giving and his interaction with his coworkers,
Right.
you fucking care.
The whole, pimp? No, Pip. That whole little bit.
That might be one of my favorite bits.
Followed with when we meet Ralphie, and Ralphie has the potato chips and the sandwich.
Yeah.
Right? And so, he is definitely a beloved character at Home Mart.
I love how they're going through, what are you eating? And he's like, well, it's, light tuna and blah, 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 blah. Crunch, crunch. What is that? The bones.
The bones. Yeah, that was a good one. And you kind of get the impression that Robert is, kind of the father figure around the shop.
They call him Pops.
They do. And he's okay with it. He's just genuine, right? Mm-hmm. He's absolutely genuine.
And then we see a quiet night at home, and then that's where we see one plate, one fork, and he, immediately cleans everything afterwards. And the way that he presses the towel that he had just dried stuff, everything has its place.
And something else that he does, which becomes a trope throughout the series, is his tea bag with the napkin.
Right.
Which
he's so specific.
And at that point, you're going, wow, he's really got some OCD.
Yep. And so it's 1:40 in the morning, and he's not sleeping. So
I thought he was going to like a second job or something at this point when he's heading towards the diner.
Oh, maybe. And what I like about this is when he gets to the diner, Terry's there, and we don't have to get their introduction to each other. They have already been talking, because she immediately says, did he ever catch that fish? They're talking about the book he's reading, right?
Well, the other thing too is you kind of, it's sad to judge people, but you already know who Terry really is. You know what she does for a living.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't pull any punches with that.
And
it's very obvious.
And it's very clear too, Robert doesn't judge.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's very respectful about you do you, and I'm going to do me, and it's just going to be proper.
Right.
So next thing you know, we get another day and another sleepless night, and so here we are, and she wants to know, hey, how did the story end?
They start talking and having a conversation, and then she gets a phone call.
And can't you get somebody else?
I don't like this dude. He's a fucking pig. And what kind of makes me go, kind of breaks my heart a little bit, is when she gets to the door to leave, she has to wipe away her tears and then run out and go do some nasty business.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because she feels like she has no choice.
And interestingly enough, McCall, he never tracks or follows with his eyes. He is, because that's just who he is, but he keeps to himself, but he's paying attention to everything that's happening.
Well, the also thing you notice, right, I think I kind of got the impression is he wants to get involved, but something inside him is telling him, don't get involved. I'm not allowed to get involved in this. I can just be there for her if she needs me, like Ralphie and everything. They approach me, they ask me for help, I'll help them. In this case, he's not going to get involved unless she needs it.
And really the most he gets involved at this point is just telling her, she tells him this life sucks, and he's like, well, change your life. Mm-hmm. Right? He's just giving her advice and just
very
trying
fatherly.
to be her. Yes. But you're right. He's looking, he doesn't really watch, but he knows. And I think it breaks his heart a little bit on the inside too.
Yeah. And when he does give that advice, he does it with no contempt or scorn or judgment.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
I love this little bit with Ralphie. He's training with Ralphie, and they got the big old tire. And he's like, I can't do it. Come on, man. I'm 190. You gonna leave me in a burning building?
He's a $190.
Yeah,
which comes back later.
Yeah.
I love that.
It does.
I love that. However, that being said, I do appreciate the scene. They both play it wonderfully. We don't need it. For me, this film just seems a little fat, just a little. So that night,
She comes over and she sits with him.
I'm breaking protocol. And immediately he has to stop and think, and then it clicks in. He goes, oh, no, please sit down, because he's polite, right? He was just caught off guard, maybe. I don't know.
There was something that I never caught before this viewing. He asked her what happened to the eye, and she says something stupid.
Yeah.
Did you catch?
Yes.
Later on, when he went, he beat up all those guys and went back, and Ralphie asked him what happened to his hand. His response is, I had to hit something stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I caught that right away.
So she introduces herself. She says, my name's Terry. Well, actually, it's Alina.
Alina the singer. And
They chat about life and books. And, they're just having a pleasant evening. And now we see them and they're walking outside.
Well, doesn't she also give him the CD with the music?
She says it's not professional, but it's just something. Just tell me what you think of it. And that's when he gives her the moniker Alina the singer, right? Mm-hmm. Which I love. And yeah, they're walking home, and the bad guys have to pull up, and they're like, "Come on, bitch,
This is
need
where
to go
we meet
with us."
Slavy.
Yeah,
It's this scene that I heard a voice in my head. When Slavy smacks her, all I heard in my head was, well, now you done fucked up.
and I'm sure the voice went off in your head, but you can also see it on Denzel's face, and it's a blink and you miss it moment, right? Because he gives it a little jolt, but he backs off.
Because she tells him.
Because she tells him to. Yeah, for sure. But you can see something change there. And he throws her in the car, and the driver, he goes, well, what about this guy?
Give him a card.
And Slavy, this fucking prick, this girl's no good. You come by the club, I'll give you a new
Fucking business card.
Yeah, call this
business
number.
card. Yeah.
And now it's the next night at the diner and no Alina.
I know, it's a couple days.
Well, it goes through a couple days because he comes back, and then I think the second night after that at the diner, the owner or whatever, the guy manager says she's in the ICU.
Yeah, see, a little bit fat.
Someone beat her up real good.
And so he goes to see her, and he sees that other gal. I forget what her name was.
Mandy, but we never hear it.
Yeah. And, she goes out to get some coffee. They have a little chit chat.
He's out there in the hallway next to the vending machine, and she overflows the coffee because she's so upset. And he is able to innocently intervene.
Yes.
He also gets all the information pretty much he needs, that this is the way it's set up. They've been using her since she was just a little child. And that this is a guy who will burn a woman's face with battery acid just to make a point to the other women.
Set an example. Yeah, and so we get to hear more or less what life is like under Slavy.
And it's all because the John hit her, she hit them back, and now she gets beat up and put in the ICU.
Yeah.
Well, I think that and not picking up the phone when Slavy calls her.
Probably.
Yeah, it's a dominance thing, clearly.
Yeah. I liked the scene after this that we see Robert sitting at home, and you can see him contemplating whether or not he's going to do something.
He is spending some time thinking about this. The cogs are turning in his head.
And this is like a couple of scenes.
Yes.
And
he's not being rash. He's not being impulsive.
no, he's thinking about it. He's weighing all of his options because that's what he does. I guess what I'm saying is if there's 5 shots of him doing that, we could have gotten it with 2. That Denzel's that good. But that's just my own little hang up. That's the only thing that's keeping this from giving it a 5. So anyways, no, there's more than that. So he decides
He's going to intervene.
And so he walks into Slavy's office.
Yeah, but before that, we get to see Slavy, in his office, if you will, and get a little bit of small talk. And, he gets his payment from, his goon.
Well, even coming in, he's kind of a dick when he's like, who's the asshole parked in my spot? Move the car.
Yeah, he's a Russian dick. We get it. And so McCall gets to his office. Borderline my favorite scene in this entire movie.
It's an excellent scene.
And
it's tense.
It's so good though, right?
That he's able to get right up and knock on that door. Holy shit.
And then when he walks in, right?
It felt a little John Wick to me in that immediately you can see he's figuring out every little person in the room, every key opponent, every weapon he can use.
Oh, it's more Sherlock Holmes to me.
I haven't seen the new Sherlock Holmes
because they do that very specifically.
Okay.
So he walks up to the desk and he starts talking to Nikolai, and I like this back and forth. Because the Russians are like, who the fuck is this guy? We'll do whatever the fuck we want when we want.
Did you get that he kept referring to him as Dedushka?
Yeah.
Do you know what Dedushka is in Russian?
Old man?
Grandfather.
So,
Yeah, and I think Slavy, he's intrigued by the brazenness of what is happening to him as this guy just brazenly approaches him and just talks directly, straight talk with him.
Yeah.
and I like how he's moving all the skulls too.
Yeah.
Because he's so OCD.
Well, he moves them first, just kind of positions them
to line
evenly.
them up.
Yeah.
And then he offers them the 9,800.
And he goes, you want to buy a hooker for $9,000? And I love how McCall's always, it's $9,800. Right. He's very specific. And yeah, this back and forth is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. And eventually he's like, well, I'll give it to her for 1 month.
As they shake hands,
Yeah,
which is kind of a,
And then he
shady thing to do.
Then he tells him to fuck off. I'm going to use her and abuse her and break her. And when I'm done with her, then you can have her. Which I'm thinking, again, you done fucked up.
And so he says, okay.
And
Puts the envelope back in his pocket, turns the skulls, does whatever he does with them.
First to Slavy, he faces the skull to Slavy, and he faces the other two skulls to the person on the left and to the right.
Telling them, guess what? And so he walks to the door.
And I'm wondering if he's still undecided as he's walking away.
I don't think so.
I think because as he opens the door, I thought just for a moment, he was thinking, do I go through with this? Or do I walk away and just go run her out of town?
That's where I was at. But once he does the door a couple of times,
You can see the OCD, though. He opened and closed the door, I think, 4 times.
I don't know. I didn't count.
a couple.
I took it as him toying with him because he can. And so anyways,
He turns around and goes, 16 seconds?
he says, he looks at his watch, 16 seconds. And then they do that whole,
Hyper focus.
yep, I'm going to use that shot glass, those corkscrews. I'm going to do this. He's going to come at me this way. And then he takes a step forward. The first dude comes at him and it's fucking off. And it's 15 seconds, right?
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
these are very fast action set pieces.
Well, the funny thing is he said 16 seconds, but then when he finishes, he goes, 19 seconds. So
Yeah,
he's a
because
little slow in his old age.
yeah, he's doing some math and timing his shit. Yeah, what'd you think of this bit?
It was so choreographically beautiful.
Yes.
The one that got me, I think, of this scene, if we were to just pick up from this scene, the death, was the corkscrew. When he just starts stabbing the guy in the arms and then through the head.
I mean, yeah, he turns into a boxer. And if you're going to box, why not have corkscrews coming out of your hands, right?
Well, he does this because he does this in the end, too. He takes out the guy's arms. He takes out the motion and everything. So the guy's useless at that point.
Which is smart fighting, you know?
And then up through the chin, and you see the corkscrew in the mouth. Wow.
Yeah. And he just kind of,
Wow.
yeah.
And the shot glass to the eye, too, is pretty brutal.
That was a good one. And he already shot Pushkin or had his henchmen shoot.
Yeah, he already took him
it
out.
went through his throat, but he did it so he could talk to him at the end. And I love this speech. He says,
He's so measured
yeah,
and calm.
he says,
You're going to die over.
you're going to bleed out on this funky floor. Alina, the girl you beat, she's going to go on and live.
All for $9,800.
All for $9,800.
Should have taken the money.
And he does. He gives everybody he ultimately takes out, he gives them a chance to do the right thing.
But it's like, wow, he's so matter of fact. So in 29 seconds, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Anyway, but after he's done, should have taken the money. How badass is it that he goes 27, 28,
Yeah.
29?
Here is another thing that I didn't really catch until this moment, or until this viewing. After Slavy dies, he says sorry. And I thought always it was because he was sorry that he had to kill someone. But then I realized he was apologizing to his wife, not to Slavy, because he promised his wife he wouldn't do this again. So I think he was saying sorry to her, which we find out later about his promise.
I don't disagree with that.
No, that's how I took it. And then, so word gets out that the Slavy guys are dead. And
Well, they think it's a gang hit or a crime family hit or something.
Yeah, so he's back at the box mart. What's it called?
Home Mart.
Home Mart. So he's back at Home Mart, and we start hearing the news blurbs over the TV, and we get that. It's just like, oh, okay, that's his little to-do there that he did. Okay.
Yeah, and they're reporting it like I said as a gang hit.
And then Teddy gets to town.
And then the little bit that you said, I think it was Ralphie. Hey, what happened to your fist? I hit something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice little callback. And we meet Teddy, the Russian. And immediately I'm thinking, ooh, this guy's kind of fucking intense.
It's intimidating.
And very quiet.
I like how, Hopper tries to talk back to him and he shuts Hopper down real quick.
Yeah. And Hopper's like, this is our fucking town, our country. You don't come in here. And Teddy's like, well, do you know why I'm here? Because you fucked up. They only call me when shit goes wrong.
And so right off the bat, we know that, and he says it too, pretty much in few words, that he's in charge.
Yes. Yes. And if it wasn't clear enough, when they go talk to the Irishman, it becomes very clear.
Little John.
I'm going to start calling you Little John.
So we also briefly find out Robert, he found out that Robbie quit when he was supposed to be taking his security guard exam.
Which is another example, I think, of just like a side story that feels like its own little episode.
Which we probably could have trimmed down a little bit. McCall begins using his skills to help others, including forcing corrupt police officers to return money stolen from Ralphie's mother. Teddy murders Alina's friend Mandy and confronts McCall, but his men fail to capture him. McCall's former intelligence colleague Susan Palmer identifies Teddy as Nikolai Ichensko, a former Soviet secret police agent with Spetsnaz training. McCall forces corrupt detective Frank Masters to reveal one of Pushkin's money laundering operations. He attacks the warehouse and leaves evidence for the police with instructions to follow the money. After warning Nikolai to leave Boston, McCall destroys 2 of Pushkin's oil tankers, escalating their war.
Boston.
So, Teddy comes into town and he's like, what the fuck happened to these guys? And Masters is like, nobody's taking responsibility. I don't think this is a gang war, this, that, and the other. And Teddy goes, well, you know what? Let's go talk to the Irishman and we'll see what happens. And I like how, like you were saying, Master's like, whatever you do, don't call him Little John.
And immediately he calls him Little John and Little Johnny, which really sets him off. And then he punches him, like 30 times?
Yeah, because he's unhinged.
And Masters so fucking quick with his gun.
Because Masters knows what's what, right?
Well, I noticed right when I think the first time he said Little John, Masters unsnapped the gun on his holster.
Yeah, because he knew it was going down. And what I like about this whole bit is how measured Teddy is. And Little John's doing the typical gangster act, right? I mean, he's being your typical gangster.
Dumb thug.
Yeah, and arrogant and this, that, and the other. And Teddy's like, all right, Little Johnny, that's enough. And he fucking kills him.
Well, we also get, I don't know if he killed him. I think he just beat the hell out of him. But
yeah, good point.
But right as he leaves, basically Teddy reveals it was never about questioning the Irish guy, Little John. It was never about that. He was sending a message to the other families that he's here and he's going to fuck everybody up unless he gets some information.
Yep.
Because as they're walking out of the building, Master's like, "What the fuck was that?" And Teddy is just so measured. It's a message. It says, "I'm here." We have Robert and Ralphie, and they're chatting about, I don't think this was a fire. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, at his mom's diner.
And Robert knows, right? McCall knows what's going on. But what I love about this is at their conversation ends, McCall says, "Do you need any help?" And so he takes time out of his day to help his friend clean up.
Right.
What a fucking guy.
These little side stories, a lot of people may seem like they don't need it. Like they could have just, they just add extra to the story. But I felt like this is what it felt like when you watch the TV series. You got those little hour-long solving the crime. Little side stories with an overall reaching story. I liked it. Gave that TV feel to me.
Yeah, episodes were like that.
Yeah, absolutely. All I'm saying is pick one because there's 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. now I'm not, but I am also saying that I did enjoy these scenes, you know?
Yeah, but it also helps tie together what happens at the very last shot of the movie. Well, not the very last shot, but when we get
I know what
the
you're
laptop.
saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. And so
We have Teddy. He is chatting with Mandy, the other gal, in the back of the limo, and
so creepy.
yeah, and the way that he's talking to her, she knows this is a wolf that she has to be protective about. And when he asks her about Terry, because she hasn't been seen or what's going on,
She's like, I barely knew her. Blah, blah.
Did you notice I felt like you got a little bit of a disappointed look on Teddy's face because I thought at this moment Teddy realized I'm a killer. And I thought he kind of looked a little disappointed at that point.
In the limo?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
I just got that feeling from him.
what we get next is Teddy in his hotel room, and he's shirtless, and he's talking with Pushkin, and Pushkin wants to know how things are going, and Teddy's like, we're going to figure it out, but we don't have anything yet. Talk to the Irish, the Italians, the Armenians, and they're all denying it. And so it gives us a good look at all them nasty, badass tattoos that tell he is one bad motherfucker, looking at all those tats.
Yep.
It felt very Russian mafia and Yakuza to me. That, they have these stories that are the tattoos that tell a story of their life.
Yep. It says who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And then I mentioned that brief camera shot as the camera swings him upside down. And then there he is over the city. And I love the psychological effect that tells us, the viewing audience, that he is coming down on the city of Boston, and there is no escaping it.
That's right.
What'd you guys think of the scene where we have the two cops in Ralphie's mom's diner? They go and they kind of rob a place and they come out, and then there's McCall with the flashlight.
It's a different diner. It's not Ralphie's mom's.
Oh, I thought that was Ralphie's mom. I thought that was Ralphie's mom behind the counter.
No.
It could have been mom, but it was definitely a different diner because that place was all cleaned up.
And the detective says you don't want to have an accident and have a fire like the place up the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they talk about that.
Yeah.
Because your grease fight.
That's right.
It could be a bad thing here. It would be really bad. So.
And so we are told that these corrupt cops are going into these shops and demanding money for protection. And at the same time, when they come out, guess who's there?
There's McCall. And boy, oh boy, this is an interesting little scene. And this is where we get to see how exact McCall is. He's got all the angles figured out already.
I like how they're walking out and he goes, I want to report a robbery. And they're like, call 911. And they get in the car and he fucking calls them. Why do I need to call 911? I got two corrupt cops right here.
Well, I love his confidence that he shows right there. And then when they ask, he shows the video of them being corrupt. It's like, well, how many copies is there? He goes, one.
Yeah.
That's some balls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he knew exactly what was going to go down. Right.
Yes, he
did. And this is one of those bits, right? They pull a gun on him. They try to fisk him. And then he does and he gets the upper hand, and he gives them the choice to do the right thing.
Tomorrow you will return all the money you extorted from those people.
I love their comment, the cops' comment, as they're coming out of the diners after they've returned the money. That hurt more than the beating.
That's good. Teaches them a lesson. And what I like about it is he keeps, when he's talking to him, he says, you're dishonoring the badge, you dick.
Yeah.
You guys made a commitment to protect and subvert. Right. I mean, this is fucking wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a chance to do the right thing. And then that's what happens.
And then we get to see Ralphie. Oh, hey, he's back at Home Mart.
Yeah, things are looking on the up.
All right. So now Teddy is visiting that gal, Mandy, at her place. And she is clearly freaked.
Because he tells her, everyone I talked to said you and Alina, Terry were good friends. So you fucking lied to me.
I think you pretty much knew right when this scene started, she was dead.
I thought she was dead in the limo. Oh. Either way, I knew, right? Because Teddy don't take no prisoners.
And it is kind of another one of those sad scenes.
I mean, yeah, he just chokes her out and the camera pulls back. And
she's just begging, please, that hurts.
Yeah, well, I mean, fuck it.
And she does reveal what she knows, that last time she saw Terry, there was this guy that was there to see her, and he visited her. So now Teddy knows that somebody else was there. It was this tall black man, and so okay, now Teddy's got something to work with. You get a brief little 10-second bit at the Home Mart baseball game. Oh, hey, Teddy's wearing his security uniform.
Ralphie.
Ralphie's wearing his security uniform. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, again.
Well, Teddy tells Masters that he has a person of interest, and with that, okay, now he's sniffing. He's on to something here. We get this little moment as well that I thought for sure was going to initially turn into this is how Teddy is going to find him. It's the robbery at the Home Mart at the cash register.
Yeah, another side mission, right? But I will say, I liked it.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to see the burglars get beat up for how much of an asshole the guy was.
I didn't. I'm glad they cut a lot of stuff that they do, or they show us the way it does.
Well, I like how Robert takes the hammer, and then next thing you see him is cleaning the hammer as he puts it back on the rack.
Yeah, after she finds the ring.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, and I didn't remember this scene at all because I was thinking, okay, so what's going to happen is he's going to stop the robbery. He's going to be on the local news, and Teddy's going to see him on the local news.
Yeah. See, but no, it's a completely side mission just to show again how badass Denzel is.
And he wants to help.
Yeah. No, I mean, because Jenny was heartbroken. That was her mom's ring, right? And he's like, no, just I'll take care of it. However,
he doesn't, and he chases them. He goes out there and he gets their license plate. It's like, okay. So now it's nighttime, and McCall, his spidey senses start tingling. Something is afoot. And he sees his keys swinging a little bit on the rack, and he goes to the door, and here comes Teddy.
This is a great scene.
It is.
Because he doesn't back down.
And the writing is very good here.
Very good.
Well, it also shows that Robert knows what questions to ask and easily figures out this guy isn't legit.
Oh, absolutely. Because he's all like, don't you want to leave me your card?
He gives a great alibi without batting an eye because there were 5 restaurants between here and there. Well, I was meeting a friend. Her name was Susan Summers.
Yeah. And he's like, well, obviously.
But she didn't show up. Her daughter got sick.
I'm a person of interest or you wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just knows.
Well, he asked him like 3 times, like, so who are you with?
Yeah.
Who are you with?
Yep.
Who are you with?
He keeps slipping that in. And Teddy's like, oh, okay, we'll catch up with you.
Quickly shows a picture of the deceased gal.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who she is? I don't think so. What happened? Oh, she fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Why is she sitting in a chair?
There's a couple of head scratchers.
Mm-hmm.
So
not very well thought out by Teddy. But he wasn't expecting to have,
a back and forth with McCall like that.
Right.
Yeah, he really probably didn't know what to expect, but now he does.
But you notice when Teddy gets back down to the car, he immediately realizes McCall is something different because he's like, this guy is
something's off about him.
Something's off.
Yeah. And he mentions when he first looks at the 5 dead guys from the club, he said someone with military training did this. Mm-hmm. So the pieces are starting to come together for Teddy.
We see so briefly that McCall, he's at Home Mart, but we're looking at him through a camera shutter. We hear a couple of clicks. Okay, so now he's being observed.
Yep.
Teddy, he's trying to find anything he can about McCall. McCall has his guard up as well because we see McCall working on a couple of little things. We don't know what he's working on, but he is definitely changed his daily routine. We see him doing small specific things.
Yeah, he's tinkering with some stuff at the house, and it looks like he's getting ready for something or doing some research about something.
I just figured they were Home Alone traps.
Yeah, kind of. But those are coming, right?
So Masters, he is giving Teddy the rundown of what they know so far, and there's nothing here. He's a normal guy. But Teddy, nope, it's all fake. They're all lies.
Yep, something's wrong. Something's off here. And so now we're at the diner, and this is another favorite scene because it's quick, right? And it's just so matter of fact.
And he doesn't even look up.
No, this construction dude or dude with a vest walks in.
Orders some food, and then the line cook, he goes back to prepare the food, and right off the bat.
Are we waiting for someone else, or
is it just you, or are we waiting for someone else?
He said, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Look at your hands, bud."
Electricians don't have hands like that.
And the guy goes,
"Motherfucker!"
And that guy goes, "Okay." Pulls out his gun, and we cut to Teddy and Masters and some other dude in the Suburban across the street.
They want to get a hold of McCall and find out what he knows.
Right. And so McCall, so the dude says, okay, we're going to go for a ride. Just get up. Don't make any sudden moves. And then, bam, he takes care of them with a book.
And then a fork into the socket to make the power go out.
I love that bit. That's smart. Right. And then Masters and Teddy in the car are freaking out. They're like, what the fuck?
Because they can't see anything. They only see that the diner goes dark. There's a box truck in the way.
Which was very convenient.
It certainly was.
But I did like this bit when Robert walks out.
He just walks right up to them and he pulls his phone out and starts clicking pictures.
Just snapping pictures.
Teddy and Masters, they get out of the car. All right, let's go get him. And so now it's a little bit of a game of cat and mouse trying to figure out where McCall is. And McCall, he ends up incapacitating an officer.
Well, he figures out he's an officer too because he pulls aside and sees the badge.
And he takes it.
Yep. They're heading off to McCall's place now. And so at the apartment, McCall, he's tending to a leg wound. And
where did he get shot? Did he get shot in the train yard?
Yeah, no, as he's running out, someone gets him.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be Teddy. Because I was thinking Teddy's a good shot,
He
right?
gets grazed in the leg.
Yeah.
And so now we have this buildup. And I do remember this bit. This is where you get the false buildup as they infiltrate the apartment and Robert is tending to his leg wound with the honey. Mm-hmm. And, oh no, how's he going to get out of this? They're closing in on him.
Did you catch the subtle hint about it being two different places? One bathroom had two sinks. One bathroom had one sink.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, no, it's going to be a little switcheroo.
And sure shit, there was.
I liked how he knew, I think, that they would figure out that all the stuff was fake, like the travel sickness and all the ticket and everything. But by them going and picking it up, he had them each on camera so he could see them.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Teddy even calls it out. He goes, he's not here. He's fucking watching us. God damn it.
Look at his laptop, but Teddy doesn't buy it. The breadcrumb trail that McCall has left, Teddy says, nope, that's not real.
It's too clean.
And then we cut to
McCall. He pays a visit to some old friends, the plumbers, Brian and Susan.
And I like a lot of the writing in this too, because it gives us a very, very brief backstory. Mm-hmm. Which at this point is really all I need.
It's tight.
Because he's already proven he's a badass.
Well, here's my question is, they're surprised to see him because he had faked his death at some point in a car bomb. So they thought he was dead. But yet he's still using the same name, I believe, because they both call him Robert. So he's still using that. And whether McCall is his real name or not, she already knew his last name.
I think she knows he's not dead.
Oh, the husband says she always figured you weren't dead.
I think that she knew that he was still alive.
Yeah, in the position that she's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because the comment about you had a beautiful funeral, but he said it kind of in a joking manner. So it made me feel like he knew that he was alive also, because he also says, if anyone was ever going to get out, she thought it would be you. And so... Yeah.
And so I took the back, like what we get with the John Wick exit, how he wants out of the life. And so with that, so the plumbers are going to let sleeping dogs lie.
Right.
So when Susan comes back via helicopter, okay, she definitely has some pull still. She's being dropped off in a fucking helicopter.
What I like though is the night before, she's like, dude, I can't help you. And he's like, I know, I just came for tea. It's so subtle, right? And then, the fucking helicopter bit. And she comes in and she tells him who you've been fucking with.
You took out the East Coast hub of Vladimir Putin's. Pushkin.
Here's something that I didn't catch until this viewing. When she's going through all the pictures and talking about how the Boston PD is involved in all this, the two officers in that train yard are dead. So really only Hopper's the only one officer that's still alive. Obviously, Teddy killed the other two officers for failing him.
Yeah, he put them in their trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't have to tell you what happens next because he won't stop until he kills you and anyone you care about. And so with that, you get that little bit where it's the next morning and they're chatting. And then when she says goodbye and Brian, he says, were you able to help him? And she's like, he didn't come for help. He came for permission.
Yeah.
And I think that she understood that, while she's back at the office and she looks at what Robert is in.
I took it as she understood that the moment he pulled up. And because their conversation about, when your wife died, a little bit of you died too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have that conversation.
And I think also as well that the CIA in general has now been notified that there's going to be a little bit of house cleaning that's going to take place.
Yeah, Pushkin's operation is done.
And so McCall goes to pay Masters a visit.
Car alarm's going off, and he is clearly freaked.
He goes into the garage to investigate, and sure shit, there's McCall.
This is a scene that I had a little bit of issue in, but not a huge issue. I looked up that make of car, that he had the year and everything. And you notice how when the windows go up and he has his fingers in it, those cars did have the electric thing that caused it. Whenever it felt any tension, the window would automatically go back down.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Robert disabled that. I don't know, because he somehow got a remote to do the windows up and down. But I don't think the windows would have stayed up.
Here's
It's just a little thing.
so here's my mild beef. So Masters, he has his hand handcuffed to the steering wheel. His other hand is free. He can push the button from inside. He can make the other windows go down.
No, because McCall is good enough that he built a remote control. Because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the 1997 or whatever car it was didn't have a remote. So he built that whole thing, right? So that's just
He
the
also
way it is.
rewired it that with the other hand, he couldn't just turn the car off.
Yes, because he hotwired it so there was no keys.
Oh,
McCall knows what he's doing,
okay.
right? But either way, he gets some information that he
He
wants.
wants to know everything about Pushkin. So we have Masters and McCall, and they go pay a visit to Andre.
Well, I love before that, Masters is so like saying, I'm not going to cooperate. I'm not going to help you. Fuck you. Go to hell. Blah, 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 blah. And the next thing we see is him helping him.
Oh, you had to see that coming a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
Great bit. Great bit.
Yep, walking through the meat packing plant and seeing all that meat getting carved up.
And I like, they go in, they talk to Andre, and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? And he goes, Pushkin wants this, move, this, that, and the other.
You got to move right now. They're on to you.
Yeah.
You got to pack up right now.
And
I'm not moving nothing.
he says, that's a nice gun.
Can I see it? You want to see my gun?
I like
yes
how,
and no.
Yeah, I like that. I like who says, yeah, I like how he says that. And then, I mean, you don't point a gun at Robert McCall and not expect for it to.
Well, I love how he's pointing the gun at him and says, your guys are loyal to you. They'll do whatever you say. Like if you told them to get on the ground and put throw their guns away, they would do it. And the guy's like just staring at him and he goes, what does he say? I forget what he says, something like that. But then he points the gun down at his junk.
No, he walks up and puts the gun in his junk and then he says, do it. Tells them to lay their guns down. And so they do. We cut to
A wheelbarrow full of money, and
he's taking care of the workers.
yes,
Going out of business.
yes, they get
Mr. Pushkin thanks you for your service.
yes.
So good.
And then after that's done, now we have Masters, and he drops, I don't know, what, 30, 40, 50 F-bombs here, being handcuffed here to McCall, to the pipe, and McCall, I am dead.
You fucked me. You fucked me. And I kept thinking, no, dude, you fucked yourself. And
he-
that's what McCall tells him.
Yes. And he gives him, the whole integrity speech.
Yeah.
You're a police officer.
And where's your out? What's he called?
What's your escape plan?
Yeah,
I know you
where's
got
your
one,
escape
Frank.
plan?
I know you got one. And, and it's this moment where I kind of saw this come in. Frank kind of goes, I was a good cop. I used to be good. And I like how McCall says, do it again.
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
And so McCall goes and gets gets Masters' escape plan.
In a safety deposit box and empties that box out. And
I love when the cops show up to the warehouse and they find all the money and everything, and they subtly mention that there was a bunch of money in Hopper's car.
And then he opens up the thing, and Antoine and
They
all
in a
them are sitting
freezer or
in there.
something?
Yeah, they're in a freezer.
yeah, Andre and all of his
yeah.
goons are in there. But what about the reveal of those, huge bricks of money in that huge warehouse?
I'm not counting it. Yeah, apparently when I looked up the terminology, when someone's like early on, Pushkin said, I have 1 million barrels coming in, that just meant $1 million. And he comes in $1 million a day.
And so now we are at
It's a fancy restaurant. And with this fancy restaurant, we see this guy sitting across from him, and I will find him.
This is a great example of less is more.
Yes, agreed. And it's so powerful, right? So this big hitman looking motherfucker is talking to Teddy. And because, Teddy had to call in his own guys now because we can't find McCall.
Mm-hmm. But his plate is empty. So he's clearly just a guest with the elaborate spread that Teddy has in front of him. I've got to take a piss.
Yeah. And they make it a point to show us his sunglasses.
Right. And then Pushkin makes a phone.
Pushkin calls him and Teddy rejects it.
Yep.
And it gives us a beat, whatever. And then a pair of broken, bloodied sunglasses come down on the table.
Oh, yep. He's not coming back.
Classic. Absolute classic. And this is where they have kind of a heart-to-heart, if you will. And Pushkin looks at him and says, when you look at me, what do you see?
You said Pushkin. It's Teddy.
What did I say?
You said Pushkin looks at him.
And what's the fucking difference?
Pushkin's the other bad guy.
They're both Russians.
And
they're both bad.
So badass how we have McCall just sit down directly across from him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was fucking priceless.
I love how he tells the story of the little Russian boy. And we never get for sure if that's Teddy's story or if that's just a known story that Teddy associates with.
Well, he also does call him Nikolai. Mm-hmm. And so he knows who he really is. So I almost bought it as Nikolai's life story.
And I love how Robert opens up with, I can keep going brick by brick, dollar by dollar, body by body, or you can call your boss and tell him to shut down his operation tonight.
He's giving him a chance to close up shop and get the fuck out. And Teddy's like, well, that's not much of an option. So
did he also give that whole line about, I made a promise to my wife, but for you, I'm going to make an exception.
It's at the end of this conversation. McCall gives him a phone number. And with that, he gives that great little speech that Don reads off at the beginning of the movie. So badass. And he just gets up and turns his back and walks away.
Because he knows he's not going to start any shit in a restaurant like that. Teddy has plenty of chances to put a bullet in McCall's head and doesn't. So it's kind of his fault.
We get a brief little bit where Robert, he's checking through all the stuff that he found from Frank's safety deposit box. And then we see him bring up on his laptop, a bunch of data. And then he makes a call to the FBI, sending you an email.
That's where he found about the tankers. I think is from that data.
Probably.
Yes. Because you have shipping manifests.
That makes sense.
Right.
And he puts 2 and 2 together.
Right. And there's a couple of pictures that shows a couple of tankers.
Right. He puts 2 and 2 together. And I like how he just tells them, follow the money.
I like how he tells them, sit down first.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you're sitting before you open this email. So good. So good.
And the next thing you know, we got Robert walking away, the slow-mo walk away.
Well, this was the slow-mo hero explosion walk away.
Yep.
Because, got to have that explosion in the background. And cutting a little close there.
Yeah, as he turns or he keeps walking, the flame goes right by him. Yeah, good stuff. Because he's done. He's done playing around.
And, I'm thinking to myself, McCall is making a big fucking mess in the city here.
Yeah, but
all these emergency vehicles are going to be showing up to try to get the fire out. He's using up city resources here.
Yes, but for the greater good.
The greater good.
Teddy, he's chatting with Pushkin, and he tells Pushkin that he has a new team. And Pushkin is like, New York is shut down, and if you don't stop the bleeding, don't come back.
And Teddy's like, fuck you, dude. Because, he is.
And we get to see the new goons. And the guy with the really long, pointy, waxy mustache, we've seen him as a big bad before.
Yes, we have. But I can't tell you what.
I can't tell you where, but I remember seeing him in other stuff. With
Jumanji?
I don't know.
He reminded me heavily of
the remake
of a wrestler named Braun Strowman, but it's not him.
Nikolai abducts McCall's co-workers and holds them hostage inside the hardware store. McCall enters the store, frees the hostages, and uses improvised weapons to eliminate Nikolai's men. When Nikolai corners Ralphie, McCall kills him with a nail gun. 3 days later, McCall travels to Moscow infiltrates Pushkin's mansion and tricks him into electrocuting himself. Back in Boston, a recovered Alina tells McCall that she has escaped her former life and is pursuing her dream of becoming a singer. Inspired to continue helping others, McCall begins answering online requests for assistance under a new name, the Equalizer. Roll credits.
So McCall, he hears his cell phone ringing, and he goes to, oh, look at that. He's got a line of like 6, 7, 8 cell phones there. Look at him. Picks it up, hello, and it's Nikolai.
And he said, okay.
I think you better take this other phone call.
And it's Ralphie. Mr. McCall, they came in and they took us. And you had to see this coming 1,000 miles away.
Totally.
Because, Teddy's looking at the pictures.
Leverage.
Yeah, absolutely. And he says, your life for theirs.
We're going to kill them in 30 minutes unless you are here in 29.
And he says, okay.
So he gets on the bus.
Or the train. Take your pick. And I saw this misdirect coming as well.
Certainly.
Teddy and his goons go to the meeting place. He goes, where am I meeting you? And he says, I can still, where you blew everything up, I can still smell the gasoline. Right.
Right.
And I thought, nope, he's going to go get his fucking friends because that's what McCall would do.
As soon as you see the shot, you take it.
Yep. And right away, the switch is in and McCall comes in and he starts rescuing the hostages at Home Mart.
Would you notice when basically I think Teddy orders him to kill one of the hostages after he sees that McCall's not on the bus or train or whatever it is. And that music comes on.
Vengeance.
Which is Gladys Knight and the Pips, I guess, or something.
Well,
no, before Vengeance. Over the intercom.
The intercom loudspeaker music of the Home Mart store
is
a song sung by Gladys Knight.
Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Nobody noticed what it is? It's the Midnight Train to Georgia.
Oh, it was the Midnight Train to Georgia.
Yes. But a nice little callback because we know McCall's in the building.
Yeah, and he was a Pip.
But the music that follows, the Vengeance song that follows.
Oh, such a good needle drop.
Oh, it plays wonderfully to, the chaos that is going to unfold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of these, when he's taking out all the bad guys, I mean, first he gets, he frees Ralphie and everything. I love that scene where Ralphie takes the bad guy into the manager's office or whatever it is, and they turn off the music, and you've looked down at the monitor, or I mean, in the background, you can see Robert step out, and he's in front of, you can see he's at the doorway.
And then he's not at the doorway.
Well, if you look down at the monitor, you could see him move to the right.
Yeah.
And then comes back out of the right and takes out the bad guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I love all the different things he does to take out all the bad guys. Did you have a favorite of all the deaths throughout even the whole movie?
The first one.
Which one was the first one where he breaks the guy's neck?
He puts the stuff on the floor, and as soon as he's making noise with what he's walking over, he looks down to see what he's walking over. Then down comes the razor wire, and McCall snags him and hangs him.
That's the most brutal. I think that I have to agree with the professor.
You know what I like about that is as he comes up, he's just looking at him.
He's just looking at him.
He does this thing where he watches a lot of people die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy.
I felt like that's almost like his penance.
Maybe. And
guy
and then
comes along, what's this? And he looks up and he sees blood dripping from the other guy's boot.
And he gets a spear or a tree limb cutter, if you will, right through the neck.
I think if I looked up and saw a guy hung by barbed wire, I'd be like, nope, I'm out. Thanks. It was a good job. I don't need the money. I'm done.
Yeah, no, Teddy would have shot you on the way out the door.
Yeah.
So McCall, I love how he tells Robbie to get the hostages out. It's like, good for you, dude. Always thinking. And then Robbie does what he's supposed to do, gets everybody out safely.
And he also does say, don't leave anybody behind, right? Which is going to come back.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now Nikolai arrives with his goons. And okay, here it goes. Let the game begin.
This sequence is a fun sequence, and it's very Home Alone-y, right? And one by one, he starts dispatching of people. And throughout this whole movie, I'm thinking, I'm really glad we don't have a long, drawn-out fight to see who's the toughest. He just comes in, takes care of business, and then we get pointy mustache guy.
And you get your long, drawn-out fight.
But it is long and drawn out, if you will. But never once did I think that Denzel was going to be wounded, or because he kept getting away from people and all this. But I guess when you fight over mirrors,
all that broken glass.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it.
I felt like they had to put that scene in because throughout the whole movie, it almost seemed like Robert was invincible. Like he was always one step ahead. He was always, just beating the hell. Yeah, he was getting nicked here and there, but this showed it could go either way. He's not superhuman.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't think that he was ever going to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, of course not.
So it was around the third death, which was the drill to the back of the neck. It was around this time I started thinking, this is a little bit like in the A-Team. Whenever the A-Team would get captured, they would be locked in a shed with all these tools and acetylene torches. And, oh, look at that. That's really convenient. Got all this shit that we can use to improvise our way through stuff. And so this is McCall.
My thought about that whole thing was, how long do you think that Robert worked at the Home Mart? That he just walked around and go, yeah, I could kill someone with that drill. Okay, if I was going to kill someone here, that was razor wire.
That was fucking day one. Yeah. That's how his brain works. And as far as the A-Team, that was my favorite part of the story, when they'd have to build their shit and get out.
Potato gun that would take out a nuclear plant.
The potato gun that turned into a blowtorch.
Yeah.
We get the fourth guy, the mustache guy, dispensed of, and then McCall, he's just laying there trying to catch his breath, and he's all of a sudden grabbed and yanked. It's Ralphie.
And because he told him, don't leave anybody behind.
One of the best lines of the movie comes from Ralphie here when he says, $1.90 my ass.
Such a good callback. So good. And
he tells him, get to the breaker box and
40 seconds.
You got exactly 40 seconds.
And he does. And he lures in Teddy.
And he turns on the lights.
And, okay, this was the one thing I went, how did that work? It was a whole microwave thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, I'll buy it.
Well, he wired it so it would work off of the same remote that he used for the car windows to ignite the microwave.
I like that. That's what I'm going to go with.
And he destroys their break room.
And
he fucks it all up. But we had to have an ending scene in the rain. So if you're going to do something, like that, you got to do that.
And he wired up that microwave day one of working there.
Nah, that's a bit fun. That's a bit much.
I think he had a plan way ahead.
Maybe just in case he ever needed it.
Well, in case the workers pissed him off.
That's a good point.
He needed a good out.
But he wasn't malicious like that. I think you're thinking of John Wick.
But yeah, when the rain, basically the sprinklers started coming down, I thought, it's so cliche, but it works here. It's so badass. See that rain bouncing off his head.
I agree with you that it's super cliche-ic, but, and I'll say this proudly, Denzel Washington. You could put him in a cardboard box and I would pay $20 to watch it.
And I love the fact that, we get that little bit of tension about, Teddy's about to shoot Ralphie and, Ralphie's screwed, but you knew Ralphie was going to be okay. And then you hear that thump as the nail gun goes right through Teddy's shoulder.
And sticks into the wall. And McCall's so fucking smart. He takes his time. He shoots him in the elbows, the knees, anything that's functional.
And I love the fact that we didn't have to have this big fight with it because they were
building had one.
We were building up to this big, they're two even matched guys and they're going to have a... No. He just dispatches them by taking him out, logically.
Well, yeah, no, we already had the big fight. He doesn't want to go through that again. Could he take Teddy one-on-one? I don't know. Might be a good fight.
But he don't even have a shootout. He just boom.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't waste any fucking time. McCall never uses a gun in this, by the way.
Yeah, he makes everybody else use the guns.
Right.
It's only using the henchman's gun.
Yes.
At the when he kills Slavi.
But he doesn't pull the trigger.
No.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And so he dispatches of Teddy in a great way. Yeah, in a great way.
Okay, so this is the combination of all of this last little finale. I try to suspend belief, but it's the third thing that kind of sort of like, yeah, okay. And it looks badass and it looks really cool, but sprinkler systems, when they go off where the fire is. They don't they don't turn on all of the sprinklers.
Unless you have it programmed into a remote control. Am I right or am I right?
You're absolutely right. That, and it was an explosion that shook the whole store.
And how is it that when Ralphie has turned on all the lights, but when we have McCall approaching Teddy, it's all dark?
Ambiance.
You beat me by a second. I was going to say we needed that dark, that rain, and that needle drop to hit the vengeance and all that.
And then the third little bit, which kind of sort of makes me go, yeah. Nail guns don't work like that.
That one does.
Nail guns have to have pressure pressed down in order to eject the nail.
Not that one. It has a .22 cartridge. They fact checked it.
Yeah, that one actually, I agree with you because I looked it up too. It has one of those CO2 canisters.
Yeah.
And they will actually fire nails. I don't know. They said in the tests of it that they're not sure if it would actually go through a person like it went through Teddy's shoulder.
Fuck, who cares?
But it will stick into a wall.
Yeah, that one was actually accurate.
So I went ahead and said, you know what? Maybe he just took a piece of duct tape and stuck it to the bottom so there was always pressure on it so he could fire it at will.
And he's smart enough to fucking do it.
That's exactly. And so with that, I thought, okay, maybe. But, those three things together, I was a little like, but it works for the movie.
And so he kills Teddy. He saves the day. And then I thought, okay, so it's over now. And, maybe Pushkin comes back into the sequel. And because you're getting a sequel because it's too fucking good.
No, because...
No, he's going to take care of it right then and there.
He's got to clean shit up.
3 days later.
We get Moscow. Okay, I see where this is going. He's got to put a stop to this whole horse shit.
And so we get to Pushkin's residence.
Well, I love how we kind of get in there and we see all the people around and everything, and then we get up to Pushkin in the shower, and I kept thinking, how the fuck did McCall walk by all of those people and get in there?
But that's eventually revealed.
Really?
I know, but it got answered.
Yeah, but you really asked that question?
I did.
After 2 hours of us watching him whoop people's ass, you asked that question?
Well, my thought is, okay, maybe he snuck in. Maybe he snuck by them. I didn't expect him to walk out and find all these dead bodies along the way.
Oh, I did. 1,000%.
Because I thought maybe he made it look like Pushkin died in an accident.
Well, he does. He doesn't kill him per se. He rigs it because, he tells Pushkin...
I think he's giving him a chance.
Yeah, he is. But he tells him, he says, I wouldn't step out if I were you.
And he does say that he's here to kill the head of the snake.
Yeah.
Why? Peace.
Yeah. He says, peace is expensive, but I think I can buy it for you. And he's already gone. He already set his motivations, and that was it.
Did you notice that 3 times in this movie, Slavy, Teddy, and Pushkin asked him, who are you? And he only answers Pushkin.
Yeah, everybody wants to know.
Mm-hmm. And then that's where you get the reveal of the walkout as he leaves. It's like, yep, that's kind of sort of what I was expecting.
That tracks. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then we cut back to Boston, and we have to have a resolution with Alina's character.
Which is funny. This is another scene that I thought was a little weird because she finds him. She's been watching him for like that area for 3 days to see him. And she comes and she tells him, when in the hospital, someone left me almost $10,000 with a note that basically says, get out of town and don't come back.
And a ticket out of town.
And what she did was come back to town to find him. Does she know all these guys are already dead and she's free? How did she know it was okay to come back to town?
She didn't listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, also there's another plot hole in that Teddy says that Terry has not been seen in several days. Where did she go? She's hiding from Terry? Or Terry is hiding from Teddy? She's all fucked up and she's in the hospital, and somehow I sort of halfway thought maybe it was going to be revealed that we had her tucked away somewhere courtesy of McCall.
I thought she was in the trunk.
Yep. Nope. None of that happened.
Well, she left town apparently, hid out, and then decided now it's safe for me to come back into town and find McCall.
And it was safe for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how'd she know?
Doesn't matter. It was a leap of faith.
Well, what we needed the closure is what the whole point was, is that she was in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Right. If you need it, then why are you questioning it?
Just wondering.
Oh, okay.
I thought there was maybe a little piece of the story left off there.
We have at 2 hours and 14 minutes, we have enough story.
Okay.
And so Alina tells him, I got a new job. I'm going to start a new life. Someone left me all this money.
I'm reading a book.
Look at you.
And, they say their pleasantries. And she thanks him because I think she knows deep down inside that he is responsible for all of this.
Maybe.
And I think that, helps him decide what he's going to do now.
That he understands he has a purpose now.
And so he goes back and he's at the diner on his little laptop, and someone's asking for help.
It's the same ad on that screen that was in the TV show that he put in the newspaper.
Yes, the original 80s.
God damn it, I wish you didn't say newspaper. I was going to say, they didn't have laptops in 19... But no, you're right.
Well, it was... But
now I get it.
yeah, and so it's like, oh yeah, great callback right there.
Sure. And because we have to set up for the sequel and the franchise. And that was The Equalizer. All right, what do you guys think? You guys ready to rate this flick?
I'm ready to rate this flick. How about you, Johnny? You ready to rate this flick?
I've started my stopwatch. 50 seconds. Now equalize this review. Denzel Washington is amazing in everything he's in. The Equalizer is no exception. Nearly everyone here, with the possible exception of Chloë Grace Moretz, gets completely outacted by Denzel. Moretz still does a great job giving the audience the feels, but her absence definitely is noticeable throughout the movie's second half, until the end. I also love how it's translated the TV series to film, almost like several episodes were blended in to make one complete movie. Some scenes move slowly, but Denzel makes even those work. Best of all, this is one of those rare trilogies where the sequels are just as good. It's for those reasons I'm giving Equalizer 4.5 out of 5 fucks.
Well, there you go. 4.5 fucks from the comic book guy. You or me there, guy?
I'll go next.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right. The Equalizer is a wonderfully fun movie if you enjoy the action trope of, outsmarting the bad guys and having the protagonist come out above. And this is fun to watch how McCall handles situations so expertly. And Denzel shines in this movie. He is fantastic. I think that Denzel completely carries the movie. The Teddy character is wonderfully evil. He is what we need to have McCall face a rival that is every bit as good as him. And the tension that he creates when he's on screen with the people around him is great. I think that the action sequences that we get are wonderfully creative in the same way that we get in the John Wick franchise. And the fact that we have McCall so expertly handle these situations time and time again is very satisfying to watch. The Alita character, I wish that she would have been in the movie a little bit more. I found myself thinking that I have several scenes where it would have helped bolster her story a little bit more if she could have been sprinkled in a little bit. I found the runtime to be adequate. I think that the needle drops were very good, and I enjoyed the side stories that we had in there with the crooked cops fleecing local businesses and the bit with Ralphie becoming a security guard. Those are satisfying watches as well. For me, I'm still conflicted on what I want to give it, and I've been going back and forth a little bit, but I think I'm going to settle on 4.25 fucks.
4.25 fucks from the professor. My turn. Any movie with Denzel Washington for me automatically starts at a 3. So now I'm building upon that. And I like the story. I like the fact that he is a superhero without being an actual, quote unquote superhero. He's a guy that solves problems. He's here to help. He gives people the chance to do the right thing. I really enjoy this franchise. The supporting cast was fun. Teddy was menacing. I really like David Harbour as the crooked cop. Alina was a good character. I thought her story arc was powerful enough to get Robert McCall to do what he does. And so I believe their chemistry. This film is a fun film, and it's the first of a trilogy. And, like the John Wicks and possibly the Toy Stories, the sequels just keep getting better and better. So it's for those reasons I'm giving The Equalizer 4 very solid fucks. With 4 fucks from me, 4.25 fucks from the professor, and 4.5 fucks from the comic book guy, that gives The Equalizer an average of 4.25 fucks, which now puts it in the 12th spot with Ghostbusters Afterlife, Saving Private Ryan, Hunt for the Wilder People, Enter the Dragon, and Mad Max Fury Road. It is slightly better than The Big Lebowski, The Breakfast Club, Top Gun Maverick, Thor, Love and Thunder, Casino Royale, and Scream. And it is slightly worse than Armageddon, School of Rock, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Hot Fuzz, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. So there you have it, boys.
Sounds good.
All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Three Guys in a Flick. If you would like to know which movie we're going to be reviewing next, please check out the website. Speaking of which, hey, comic book guy, where can they find us?
They can find us at Three Guys in a Flick, where we have all of our podcasts available, our show notes, and there's a section on there that you can leave us a voicemail that we might just play on a future episode. There's also a comment box where you can submit a movie you would like to go into the Bronco helmet. You can find us at all of social media, where on Tuesdays I announce what movie's coming out on that following Thursday. And you can find us at any place that hosts podcasts. In fact, while you're listening to us, make sure to subscribe and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Speaking of comments, do we have any this week?
Yes, we have one from LTD71. Could not even make it out of the theme song without an F-bomb. Really? Tired of headphones required podcasts on things that interest me ruined by unneeded coarseness. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, LTD, but we actually keep this genuine. And you know what? In our own debates, even before we started this podcast, we did drop a lot of F-bombs. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, to each his own.
I mean, this podcast was almost called Fuck That Guy, because that's what Don used to always say to me during our discussions.
Sorry you feel that way, LTD, but, not everything is for everyone. And I do appreciate you at least taking a listen. I'm curious to know how far they got through the episode. I also want to thank Zach for throwing the Equalizer into the Broncos helmet. We had a lot of fun watching it and reviewing it. We hope you have a lot of fun listening to it. I also want to thank anybody who listens and who has suggested a movie. If you keep listening, we'll keep recording. For Three Guys in a Flick, I'm Don.
I'm Little John.
And I'm Ken. Thanks for listening.
Body, mind, and
Spirit.
Three guys with some mics, yeah, darted to the flicks. We're here for the real talk, no time for the tricks. Dawn as the captain, steering us right. Kid drops now, is shedding light. John with the comics, bringing the hype. From the good, the bad, to the absurd, we break it down, make sure you heard. Passion for the screen, we ride or die about movies. You know, we always give a fuck, no lie.
I want to say fuck every other fucking word. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Listeners, please excuse the fruity language.
I've done some bad things in my life, Nick. Are you done, Sniffy Snifferson?
Sorry, it was all that cocaine earlier.
Written by Richard Wank. Wank?
Wank.
Wank. Wanka!
Hey, Wanka.
And do you know the reason why it was 98?
Wait. That'll do. I thought you said we weren't calling our names out.
No, he said you had to wait till the question was done. You can't call out the name before he's done with the question.
Well, that's always been a rule.
But
We failed.
I have been pretty lax about it because several of these, both of you are going to know them immediately.
Okay, that'll do. 1-0. Here we go.
But can I...
I pondered, is that going to be too obscure? But the camera does a slow pull-in to specifically show the camera.
You don't ever have to justify your questions.
Hey, at least it didn't pull out.
Who pulls out? Snapping pics and sucking...
Where are you going with that? How do we rate this?
No.
Do you want to know what the second one was?
No.
He is dying to tell us, though. And the more and more I say no, it just drives him nuts. All right, it's time. I have a couple.
I have 4.
I have none.
Of course you don't. All right, go ahead, bud.
My first one is the erectilizer,
Oh, that's good. Mine's the penalizer.
the oralizer,
Oh, that's a good one, too. Mine is the womanizer.
I don't want you questioning this one, but the later.
Why don't you want me questioning that?
Just let it
Why?
go.
Why would you bring that one out? Why? Is that something you want to watch? I would assume that we say the names of the You're fucking killing me. Would you get another one? Or is
I
that
have
it?
one left.
All right, hit me.
Which I think is I like the best.
All right, hit me.
The equal liquor.
I like that one or the oralizer. I think the oralizer is really good too. What
let
do you
the
think?
professor choose.
The oralizer.
Yeah, I think the oralizer for me is getting easy right out the gate. 4.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who doesn't have oral?
I think I could give that 3.75 tissues.
What about you?
I'm going to go with 4.5 as well, and I'm hoping LTD doesn't hear it.
Jesus.
And may all your days and nights be filled with happiness. All right, fuck off. Good night.
When we surrender base, we hit the sky. So tune in, feel the thrill, catch the vibe. As three guys in a flick, keep the passion alive. Fuck that night.